COVID-19 Resources Checklist for Canadians unable to work due to coronavirus situation. Introduction. On March 18, 2020, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau introduced a new set of financial steps to support the Canadian economy during these challenging and unprecedented times. These steps, delivered as part of the Federal Government of Canada's COVID-19 Resources Package, will supply up to $27 billion in support to Canadian workers and businesses. This Brandon's blog focuses on the government's programs for workers. I caution that at the time of writing this blog, many details of the available support have not been fully stated and documented. So accordingly, certain information known today about the proposed plans may change. COVID-19 resources for Canadian workers. The new programs announced for specifically due to the coronavirus pandemic are for people who need assistance because they are 1. Dealing with unemployment, 2. Ill with the coronavirus, is quarantined and therefore cannot work, or 3. Well, however, cannot go to work since they are taking care of someone ill with the coronavirus. The new government programs announced are the Emergency Care Benefit, Emergency Support Benefit, EI Sickness Benefit. These programs belong to a new set of economic actions to help support the Canadian economy following a Canada-wide reaction to the coronavirus. Emergency Care Benefit. Prime Minister Trudeau stated that the Emergency Care Benefit, ECB, is for those workers who do not receive employment insurance, EI, and do not have access to paid sick leave. The brand new ECB will include support for the self-employed, contractors, freelancers, part-time workers, and gig economy workers, with income security if they cannot work due to the fact that they are in self-isolation or in quarantine or looking after a family member in that situation. The Canadian government introduced the ECB as part of Canada's Economic Recovery Plan to offer financial support every 2 weeks to those who meet the standards who have to stay home. The ECB will cover Canadians who are sick, quarantined, have been instructed to self-isolate, or are taking care of someone with coronavirus. The ECB will offer up to $900 bi-weekly for Canadian workers who meet the criteria and are impacted by the implementation of processes to stop the spread of this pandemic. The normal 1-week EI waiting period will be waived. Standards to get approved for the ECB is extremely specific. Applications for the ECB are to become readily available in April 2020, the government said. Applications can be made via your Canada Revenue Agency, CRA, account, your My Service Canada account, or by calling a toll-free number, which they have actually not yet established. The ECB does not apply to people that are laid off. However, they are not sick, quarantined, or looking after someone else as a result of the coronavirus. The ECB will also cover parents of children that need treatment or supervision because of school closures and are therefore not able to earn income from employment, irrespective of whether they qualify for EI or otherwise. Thomas Davidoff, an economics professor at the University of British Columbia, claimed the ECB is a good beginning. However, governments ought to also be looking at other measures like implementing a rent freeze. Emergency Support Benefit. A new Emergency Support Benefit, ESB, will be created for workers that lose their jobs and do not qualify for EI, including the self-employed. Currently, the qualification criteria for the ESB has not been disclosed. The ESB plan is to provide 14 weeks of support as an income replacement tool. The ESB, part of the overall COVID-19 resources package, is also being introduced for those that cannot apply for EI and are ill. The ESB will also be available to people that lose their job or see a reduction in hours as a result of the slump in the economy. The ESB will be delivered through the CRA to give up to $5 billion in support of Canadians who are not eligible for EI and are dealing with unemployment. From the information on the Government of Canada's website, the ESB is also set to come out in April. Tammy Sherrill, an economics professor at Wilfrid Laurier University, stated that while the ESB is a step in the right direction, the Prime Minister's statement had very little real information on how the program will work. Unfortunately, as I write this Brandon's blog, I cannot give you any more specifics. The Liberal government's $82 billion help bundle to assist Canadians facing the coronavirus pandemic is delayed in the House of Commons. The opposition parties are balking at some measures in the suggested legislation that would offer Finance Minister Bill Morneau extraordinary powers never seen before in Canada. It appears the only distinction between the ECB and the ESB is that the ECB is for individuals who are sick or caring for an ill person, while the ESB is for people that are well yet cannot work because they have been laid off and are also disqualified for EI. EI sickness benefit. The federal government of Canada has revealed that as part of the overall economic resources package, the 1-week waiting period for EI sickness benefits will be waived for brand new claimants that are quarantined so they can be paid for the first week of their insurance claim. There will be priority EI application handling for EI sickness claims for Canadians under quarantine, and individuals applying for EI sick benefits because of quarantine will not have to provide medical certification to qualify. The EI sickness benefit will be for those who have acquired coronavirus or that have gone into self-isolation, or for those that are taking care of those in self-isolation. The new provisions include assistance for those who do not generally qualify for EI. If a person believes they are eligible, they can call the new committed toll-free phone number 1-833-381-2725 or online. For those who cannot apply because of self-isolation, EI sickness benefits can be filed later on and also backdated. Unfortunately, that still will not reduce any financial trouble they may experience in the meantime. The checklist. If you would like to download for no cost our checklist to help you understand what program you may qualify for, please click here to download the checklist. The checklist will help you find out what benefits you may be entitled to in the following situations because you are 1. Laid off due to work closures but you are not sick or caring for someone who is. 2. Unable to work due to self-quarantine. 3. Laid off and ineligible for employment insurance, EI. 4. Self-quarantined and ineligible for EI. 5. Unable to work due to school closures, sick due to having contracted the virus through your work. So please feel free to download the document here. It is a useful guide that you can refer to quickly to figure out what category you fit into. Again, I caution that this information is as described to date by the Government of Canada. It has yet to be enacted into legislation. Accordingly, it is tentative and subject to change. Summary. We are all part of our community and we must all work together to help stop the spread of this virus. Social distancing and self-quarantining are sacrifices that need to be done for sure. Families will not be able to get together face to face. The use of technology to hold virtual family gatherings will have to suffice. I hope this COVID-19 resources blog is informative for you. Ira Smith Trustee and Receiver Inc. has always employed clean and safe habits in our professional practice and continues to do so. If anyone needs our assistance and is unable to go out, either through self-quarantine measures or just general precautions, rest assured that Ira or Brandon can still help you. Telephone consultations and/or virtual meetings are available for anyone wanting to discuss their personal or corporate situation. Are you now worried about how you are going to survive? Are you worried about how long your company will be able to pay employees who are not working and meet all of its other obligations? Those worries are normal. The Ira Smith team understands these fears. More notably, we know the requirements of the business owner or the person who has too much individual debt. Because you are dealing with these stressful financial issues, you are anxious. It is not your fault you can't fix this problem on your own. The pandemic has thrown everyone a curveball. We have not been trained to deal with this. You have only been taught the old ways. The old ways do not work anymore. The Ira Smith team makes use of new contemporary ways to get you out of your debt problems while avoiding bankruptcy. We can get you debt relief now. We look at your whole circumstance and design a strategy that is as distinct as you are. We take the load off of your shoulders as part of the debt settlement strategy we will draft just for you. We understand that people facing money problems require a lifeline. That is why we can establish a restructuring procedure for you and end the discomfort you feel. Call us now for a no-cost consultation. We will listen to the unique issues facing you and provide you with practical and actionable ideas you can implement right away to end the pain points in your life, starting over, starting now.